The Atlas Post, the PPP loan programs reopens. The Paycheck Protection Program is open again for round 3. This round, the revised program focuses on underserved small businesses, such as minority and women-owned businesses that did not get enough money during the first 2 PPP rounds. And today I'm going to review the difference between the draws so you can determine which one you might qualify for and share guidance, important differences, and deadlines. Please smash the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone you know that would like to receive a PPP loan, whether they have or have not already received one. So round 3 for PPP loans has 2 different draws. The first draw started earlier today with loan applications from participating CFIs, or community financial institutions, which included community development financial institutions, minority depository institutions, certified development companies, and microloan intermediaries. These lenders make up approximately 10% of all PPP participating lenders in 2020. And the first draw PPP loan is for those borrowers who have yet to receive a PPP loan before the program closed in August 2020. So get that? The first draw is for people that haven't received a loan yet. So the second draw, which opens on Wednesday, January 13th, is for participating CFIs, or community financial institutions. They can begin submitting for second draw PPP loans. This is for certain eligible borrowers that previously received a PPP loan, generally had less than 300 employees, and they suffered a 25% reduction in gross receipts. At least $15 billion is set aside for additional PPP lending by CFIs. So this reopening of the SBA loan system is designed to efficiently and effectively implement the economic aid to hard-hit small businesses. These are businesses they felt were the hardest hit, and this was by Congress. So this includes, of course, hard-to-hit small businesses, the areas they were in, nonprofits, and Venues Act to ensure increased access to the PPP for minority, underserved, veteran, and women-owned small business concerns. And I've been looking at this information in the Venues Act. It includes a lot of entertainment. Because, well, let's just say if you owned a movie theater, it was closed. It's like you had no possibility of earning anything from there. It is closed. So they want to go ahead and help those different companies. Or if you were a movie theater or Broadway theater or something like that. Anyway, you can, of course, find additional information at SBA.gov, which is the Small Business Administration.gov. But Congress revived the PPP as part of the $900 billion COVID-19 relief bill that was passed after inauguration time. It was signed into law on December 27th. Of course, they did this in conjunction with trying to help keep the government open also. But the original PPP program provided $525 billion in forgivable loans through more than 5 million loans in over 5 months before it stopped accepting applications in August. The new PPP program has $284.5 billion available, including $35 billion for first-time loans. So the Journal of Accountancy did send out some guidance for 2 interim final rules. This did have to do with the, how shall we call it, the Treasury issue guidance. And these rules are for people that are applying for the loan. So there's an 82-page IFR, which is a business loan program, temporary changes, Paycheck Protection Program as amended, and consolidates the rules for PPP forgivable loans for first-time borrowers and outlines changes made by the Economic Aid to Hard-Hit Small Businesses, Nonprofits, and Venues Act, which is, let's just call it, Round 3. There's also the 42-page IFR, which is the Business Loan Program, Temporary Changes, Paycheck Protection Program, Second Draw Loans, which lays out the guidelines for new loans lays out the guidelines for new PPP loans to businesses that previously received a PPP loan. So these are for people that this is their second version. Now, links to these will, of course, be included in the description below, so you can go ahead and look at them. I'm also going to be including the actual loan application from the SBA, or the link to it, so you can easily find it. So in addition, the SBA or Small Business Administration released a 3-page guidance on accessing capital for minority, underserved, veteran, and women-owned business concerns. It includes a commitment from the SBA to make at least the first 2 days of the PPP application window open exclusively to applications from community financial institutions that serve minority and women-owned businesses. We are currently in that stage right now. So I think they are remembering the first time when we had the PPP loans available, and it went really, really fast. So they're making this available, which is actually really good. Let's see, the PPP will open to all participating lenders at an unspecified date shortly thereafter and remain open through March 31st. Now, this open to all participating lenders, of course, it's going to be open to the big banks again, so they can go ahead and make the PPP loans out to their clientele. Oh, and yes, here are the few changes. Now, the second draw PPP loans are for people that have already received a PPP loan already. So it's for up to $2 million, provided they have less than 300 employees. It will be used or will use the full amount of their first PPP loan on or before the expected date for the second PPP loan to be dispersed to the borrower. The IFR also clarifies that the borrower must have spent the full amount of the first PPP loan on eligible expenses. Now, here's the important part that many people may not have been paying attention to, but they want to make certain it gets to the hardest hit businesses. So they have to have you have to have experienced a revenue reduction of 25% or more in all or part of 2020 compared with all or part of 2019. And here they go ahead and tell you how to do it. So if you're listening, this is calculated by comparing gross receipts in any 2020 quarter with an applicable quarter to compare it to in 2019. Or in a provision added in the IFR, a borrower that was in operation for all 4 quarters of 2019 can submit copies of its annual tax forms that show that it has reduced annual receipts of 25% or greater in 2020 compared with 2019. So this is where your tax returns really, really help a lot. So the first draw PPP loans are for people that have not already received a PPP loan at all. And this is for borrowers that were in operation on February 15th, 2020 and come with one of the following groups, such as their business with 500 or fewer employees that are eligible for other SBA loans, sole proprietors, independent contractors, and eligible self-employed individuals, not-for-profits, including churches, accommodation and food services operation. In other words, probably those with, I think it would be restaurants would be included, takeout, things like that. And then Section 501c6, business leagues such as chambers of commerce, visitors bureaus, destination marketing organizations, and of course all of these have this one has 300 or fewer employees and do not receive more than 15% of receipts from lobbying. So the lobbying activities must comprise no more than 15% of the organization's total activities and have cost no more than $1 million during the most recent tax year. Sports leagues are not eligible. And news organizations that are majority owned or controlled by an NAICS code 511110 or 5151 business or not-for-profit public broadcasting entities with the trade or business under, and they go ahead and give you the codes again. And that size limit is for places that have no more than 500 employees per location. So, and this is a change from the original PPP, which is that publicly traded companies and businesses controlled either directly or indirectly by the president, vice president, head of executive departments, and members of Congress or their spouses, as defined by applicable common law, are not eligible for PPP loans. That was not in the first one that I know of, because I remember hearing all of the complaints about, people getting PPP loans that were related. So you have to submit your documentation to establish eligibility. So in general, first and second time PPP borrowers may receive a loan amount of up to 2.5 times their average monthly payroll costs, with a cap per employee of $100,000 annualized, or the year prior to the loan. Okay, That works. So the maximum for First Draw PPP loan is $10 million. They do include eligible costs here, and you do receive a link for this in the description below. Wow, there are a lot of details that can be included in here. This, of course, is from the Journal of Accountancy. So you know with the audience that they typically get that they want it to be very exact. So you will have the documents or the forms included for you for your perusal too, for those that love to have more detail. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. This is the Atlas Post. Wherever you are, please share, comment, follow, and subscribe. And thanks for joining us. Have a joyful day.